Hi everyone, this is Rita Holmes bringing you another video tonight. I am a Stampin' Up demonstrator and I just want to bring you a fun fold tonight. And right now I am looking at my computer because I am going to bring that up, so I'll try to look at that every once in a while and stay in focus with you. So let me just make that a little bit. Okay, there we go, made it a little bit bigger. Okay, back to what I was saying. I am doing a fun fold with you tonight. It'll be fun, a fun fold that is fun. Good thing, right? And also, I want to tell you a little bit about some stuff that's going to be going on with Stampin' Up. Just a little business to get out of the way first. And what that is starting June 1st, which is 2 days away, they're going to have a sale on their DSP. If you don't know what DSP is, it's Designer Series Paper, which is our printed papers. And they have 13 packages that are going to be on sale at 15% off. So if you like DSP, you know, Designer Series Papers, you might want to check out this sale because it's a good deal. I do have a paper here, and I'll show you when I turn my phone down. But I was going to look and see. It tells me the prices at the papers. The paper that's $12.50 in the catalog will be on sale for $10.62, so it's almost $2 off. And then there's another paper pack that's $30, will be $25.50. And then there's one paper pack that sells for $10.50, and it's going to be on sale for $8.92. But anyway, there's 13 different paper packs. Starts June 1st, goes through June 30th, so you might want to be watching for that. Another thing they're going to be doing, it won't start until July, is an online exclusive like they had before. They've had one, which was the Hello Irresistible set, and some different things with that you can only see online in our stores. But they're going to have another one. Right now they've got 2 sets out that I can show you a picture of when I turn this down. And other than that, I think that's all I've got to really say, except for the big thing of it is, if you don't have a demonstrator and would like to place an order, I'd love for you to place an order with me on my online store, which you will see that in the description of this video. When you see the description, and it'll tell you a little something, it'll say show more. Hit that because there will be links to my Facebook page, my online store, my Facebook group, and I don't know if I have Instagram on there or not. I forget how. I don't have YouTube on there because you'll already be on YouTube. But anyway, I do have that, and so you can find everything there in the description. Also, for a $50 order, which is good through tomorrow night, you will get a card packet to make 3 cards with the directions for those in the mail from me as a gift for placing an order. And there are 3 cards with the beautiful blooms, and I'll show you, or beautiful balloons, and I'll show you that too. I'm getting ready to turn my phone down so that you can see all of that, and then we're going to get started on making our card, okay? So sorry I'm holding my head up. I don't know why I'm doing that for. That's kind of crazy. Oh well, I'm going to turn my phone. If you get dizzy when there's that motion, you might want to shut your eyes. Before you would do that, if you have not subscribed to my channel, I'd like for you to do that. And also share my video, which you can wait till the end to make sure you like it. And if you do, please share so others can see it. Okay, here we go. There's the TV and the phone, or the camera stand, and there we go. I'm going to make sure that it keeps itself in view. There, here's my host code for the month. I'm going to bring my camera down just a little bit. There we go. Now we can see that. I hope that's in with the glare. Put it over here. It doesn't get much of that glare from that light. Maybe I'll move my light over a little bit. Okay, there we go. Here's the card we're going to be making. I call it an accordion pop-up fun fold. And we open it like this. Now, is it my design? No, it is not. I saw it on Sue Campfield's, I think I saw it on a video, and then I saw her blog. And she did it with some different stamps, and of course I wanted to make up my own. So mine is a little bit different than hers, but it's the gist of it. It's where I got the idea for the pattern itself. The specifics came from her. So let me show you what I was talking about with the sales. Here's the designer series papers, and these will be going on sale Wednesday. So there are 2 sheets, and it's 13 different papers, so you'll definitely want to check that out, and you can check it out on my online store, which is ritaholmes.stampinup.net, but like I said, it will be in the description. And then the online exclusive that's coming out in July, here's a picture of the flyer. And then it's going to be a Christmas set, and then there is a flower set. Now, I will say the paper is going to be scenic paper, like the New Horizons was, and the one, something Journey, I think it was. But it's going to be scenes, and it'll probably be winter scenes, I am going to say. So that might be some really neat paper to use. But, you know, we have flowers. I'm going to be perfectly honest. This isn't my favorite stuff, but it might be your favorite stuff. So I need to share it, need to show it to you. They have some adhesive back snowflakes too, which will be fun. And the stamp set and the dies here. Dies, stamp set, papers. So that'll be in July. And then last but not least is my PDF. There is a link in that description box again that takes you to my Facebook page where this is, my Facebook group. And then all you need to look up is, this is called Accordion Pop-Up Fun Fold Card, which it's already the title in the video too. And that's what you look for in the file section of that Stamp Crazy VIP group. That is mine, okay? Because all of my PDFs are there. I have pictures of the card. I have my diagram, which I will show you that in a minute. I need to push this up a little bit. Have everything that I used, and then there are the directions. So everything is there for you, and it is free. I do not charge for these PDFs. I do this just because I like to teach and I like to help others. So that is why you get my videos, and that is why you are able to snag the PDFs for all of my videos, which is on that page. Okay, so let me show you. We're going to be working with Earthen Textures. Here's the stamp set. I'm going to be using these 2 stamps, this stamp, the thank you, and this that always says you always know just what to say and do. And then it says thank you on the inside. Here are the dies. Now the dies have the dies for the things right here. You have the 2 pots right here. And then we have these extras. Here's some extra leaves. Here's an extra, just a cutout you can do for dimensions. This is like handles that fit on this pot. And this, to me, looks like it could be stems. I'm not really sure what that is besides stems. But, because I haven't used it. So I'm not real sure on that one. So that's what we're going to be using. Plus, we're going to be using these sequins, which are called Adhesive Back Sequins Trio. They come in Berry Burst, Pretty Peacock, and then that is like a frost white looking color, clear. I don't know what they call it. I forgot to look again to see. But anyway, that is what we're using tonight. So let's put that away for a minute. Here's our card. I showed you how it opened like this. Now, I made a template. And the template opens just like this card, only I didn't put the stamped pieces on here because I wanted to show it's 5.5 by 8.5 card base, scored at 2 1/8, 4 1/4. The DSP that's here is cut 5 1/4 by 4, Put that on before you put the pop-up mechanism, which is this right here. Then you have 2 pieces of DSP that measures 2 by 5 1/4, which I put on these 2 panels right here. You can also cut panels out of the color of your cardstock, run it through an embossing machine, put on there and give it a little bit more depth. I wanted it kind of more flat, and I really like that DSP running all the way across that paper with the borders. So that's why I used it. And then here's our mechanism. I'm going to show you how to make it. And I'm going to tell you the reason why I made this, so I have my reminder that this center fold that's with this mechanism lines up with this 4 1/4 inch score line, which would be just if you were making a simple card folded in half. That's your score line, and you want to line this up, the center score line up with that. That is the main thing you need to know about this card. And that, so let's put it together. It won't take us long. It's pretty easy, pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to move this back over here where you can't see it again. That's just how I roll sometimes. Oh, I do want to show you the papers. I use the Earthen Texture papers is what they're called. I had some 6x6 cut, and this is the whole stack. So it's this. So I'm going to turn them all over so you can see them. The Moody Mauve, the Pebble Path, that's Misty Moonlight. There's some basic grays, Pretty Peacock, that's Copper Clay. And then this has the Pretty Peacock, the Moody Mauve, the Pebble Path, the Pecan Pie. So, and it has the all the colors in it. So, and then there's this one that I haven't decided what this is. If I really looked at it, when I first looked at it and glanced, to me this looked like cow's udders, but it's not cow's udders. But anyway, that was just my weird sense of humor, I guess. And so I really don't know what I would use that for. That wouldn't be my pick, but I love this side, so I'd use it a lot. But I'm just being honest with you, because I think, you know, we should be honest and let you know what we like and what we don't like, because we all can't like everything in the catalog. That, you know, I can like 90% of it, but there's still 10% I might not. And I might as well share with you and be honest, and that's what I try to do. So, okay, let's start the card. Here's my card base, 5 1/2 or 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. Scored at 2 1/8 and 4 1/4. So I'm going to fold that over. See what I did with my pot scrubber, which I like to use instead of my bone folder. If you've watched me very much, you know that. Trying to get a hold of where that score line is. I'm going to, and I'm burnishing these really good because I want them to try to keep them as flat as I can. Then I'm going to open it, and I'm going to take my my DSPs, which will be here, and then these two right here. And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to glue all of those on. And I'm just going to glue those with glue. As soon as I get it going. So let's go ahead and get this on. There's that one. I'm going to bring my camera stand down just a little bit, because I feel like I'm getting out of the camera. Felt like it was a little high, a little pushed back, which was probably my doings with working on stuff. I probably pushed it back out of my way. Okay, we're just putting these in between the scored lines. And there we go. We got all of our DSP on there. Now our next thing we're going to do is we're going to put our mechanism on. That is this right here. I already have it scored for you. It is 2 1/4 this way by 3, scored at 3/4, 1 1/2, and 2 1/4 inches. I'm going to fold that in half. That is the score line. I want that to be really burnished. Then I'm going to take these other 2 on the outside. I'm going to fold those in like a mountain fold. And I'm going to lay that down, and I'm going to burnish those. And you want to make sure that they're not overlapping in here. See, mine aren't overlapping there, so I don't have to do anything to them. But we don't want them to where one's going to hit the other one. It won't open when we get it on there as well, okay? So it'll just hinder your card a little bit. So make sure, and if they do kind of overlap there, just take and cut off just a little sliver of that until it doesn't hit it. And I'm going to take tear and tape because I want something really strong, and I am going to put that to the outside fold edge on each side. Sticks to my fingers. You could also, if you wanted to, it's not necessary, you could put another piece on each side of that and hold that all the way down, but you do not have to. The main thing of it is you want the outside edges where the folds are, like here, where that fold is. You want that to be on the outside, okay? So let's take, we'll make sure that that's on there really good, and then I'm gonna fight to get it off. Let's pull this white paper off. We don't need it. We're going to pull it off of both sides. And then what I'm going to do with this, and this is your most important thing, I want to line it up on this folded edge right here. That's the 4 1/4 edge. And I also want to center it from here to here as well as I can. If you don't get it completely centered, that's okay too, but you want to try. And I usually don't. I usually have it either up a little high or down a little low. But I'm going to line up my scored line with, I want that scored line lined straight up with that 4 1/4 scored line in the center. I'm going to use my bone folder, and I'm really going to burnish that because I'm actually wanting to burnish the adhesive part down on the card. And I don't want to mess up my scored line. I don't want it to go flat, so I didn't do that. So let's turn it over, and then there we go. And that's how it goes. Now you see it doesn't want to stay. So what I do is I bring it, I open it, I do this line again. I keep doing this until I get it done because I like my cards to be as flat as I can be. So I'm just, and that makes it stay down a whole lot better. And see how it all lines up? So now all we have to do now is stamp. So let's get out the other pieces. Did I lose my, no, I got it. So this is 3 3/4 by 2 3/4, and that is going to be the backing right here. This is 2 1/2 by 3 1/2. That's going to go right here on top. This is 3 by 4 1/2, and it's going to be the piece that pops up in the center. This is actually for my little thank you saying right there. And then this, I am going to stamp 2 of these faces, and we're going to cut them out with the die cut, okay? So before we do any of the other stamping, let's go ahead and do our die cut. We might as well get that out of the way. And I'm going to show you a little something about that die cut when we use it. But that'll be in just a minute. I'm going to put my pot here. I'm going to use Pretty Peacock for my vases. I wanted to add a little pop of color to my card since it's all in earth tone. So I used the Pretty Peacock. And it's a distinctive stamp, so you're going to see it looks like it's not stamped. And that's what it's supposed to look like because it's not supposed to be a solid, even stamp. I'm going to stamp one of these right here. I'm going to press down hard. I want that to just soak in. And see how my vase is? You can see that it's supposed to look like that. That's what distinctive stamping is. Now I'm going to put another vase right here, because I need 2. And there we go. We have 2 vases, okay? My chamois getting awfully dry. I think I'm going to have to wet it tonight after I'm done. So let's go ahead and cut those out before we do anything else. And I'll show you what I mean about this die. It's a little bit different than what I've used before as far as the cutting. And I will show you exactly what I mean. Let's open this. Makes a lot of noise when I open it, doesn't it? Now, if you remember, I told you a trick about, I want this one back. You can leave a little bit of the white up here, pull your plate back a little bit, and we'll put this on here. Now I'm going to take my die, and it's this one right here. This is the vase. And when I put that die on here, it does not go to the outside edges of the stamp. And if you look at this, it's cut, you do not see any of the very vanilla color on the outside. It looks like the vase was completely cut. It doesn't have that outside line like most dies do. So I'm going to put that there. When I put this plate on, I'm going to put it back up to where the white is. It makes it easier to run through this machine because it's not as bulky at the top. And that's why you do that. And I have a little squeaky machine, so you just have to hear it. And there's my pot, and see how it has no edges? And then you can see on the die, where I cut that out, see the edges? It leaves just a little bit of an edge on there. I personally like that. I would just soon not have those edges on my dies, but I don't know if it's supposed to be like that. I didn't call and ask them. I just used my die and I liked it, and I just let it go at that. So y'all have to tell me if your dies are like that if you use this set. It's a little bit crooked. I don't want it crooked. I want it at least to be straight. Okay, let me put this back on here. I always hold that down where the die is until I get it going. And there's my other die. Die cut. And that's my paper. Used it all up. Don't need it anymore. I always put my die up onto my magnetic piece because I have pretty much lost dies and had to look and look and look for them, and that's not fun because they get stuck to whatever. And then you're having to look and all that good stuff. So let's set all that back out of the way and bring our card back in. So now we're going to We're going to make our card and we're going to do the front first. So let's do that. I'm going to take my saying. Let me put it on my stamp, and I'm going to use copper clay. That is the color of the cardstock I'm using. And it says you always know just what to say and do. And I'm going to stamp that. If you'll notice, I stamped it vertical, even though it's not a vertical stamp. I like the look of that sometimes, and I don't always do it. Thought I would do it today. So we are going to do that. Let me get my copper clay stamp pad out. I really like this color. Let me ink it up. I'm going to turn my paper this way so that I can stamp. If my head gets in the way, I'm really sorry. I'm trying not to. There we go. We have that one there. Now we're going to go with our greenery type stamp, if you will. I don't know what else to call it, even though mine's going to be, oh, I want my copper clay. I want one of my pots. And I'm going to want my pot about there, so when I stamp this, I'm going to want it right in here. So I just want to kind of get a visual of that so that I know. That's inked. I'm going to go up, stamp, and there is our, I don't know, looks like wheat to me. Maybe it's wheat. I don't know. Maybe it's not wheat. I don't know what it is, but I just know I like it. Okay, and before I put my ink pad away, I am going to go ahead and stamp my thank you on here. So I'm just going to ink that up. Hoping not to get my head too far in here, and stamp that. And I got a little ink right there, but that's okay because that will be cut out. Because I have that little halo looking thing on there. And the last thing I'm going to use is this vase, the big vase. And let's go ahead and stamp that on our inside. That's going to go right here. Let me get my card. See how I've got the big vase right here? I'm going to do that. So let's go ahead and ink that up. Again, it's a distinctive stamp, so you're going to see a lot of the cardstock through it. Don't be alarmed. And it will look like it's not all the way inked. That's okay too. And then we're going to put this on here. Whoops. As I move my finger and get it out of the way. And there we go. So we have all of our stamping done. We can put that away, which is nice. So let's assemble. Okay, I'm going to put glue on both of my pots because I'm going to go ahead and glue them both on at the same time. I'm going to glue one right here on the front of my card. And then I'm going to take the other one and I'm going to glue right here on the inside of my card. And what I'm going to do with my thank you is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to cut these at an angle. That's why I wasn't worried about that little mark, because it's going to go right here. But I'm going to use some dimensionals for that. I didn't want that to be flat. And if you'll notice, my dimensionals are all gone. I'm using the edges right now to finish up this little sheet so I can throw it in the garbage. I got a few more at that edge, and then that'll be done. Do y'all use your edges? You get a lot more use out of your dimensionals if you do that. So let's go ahead and we're going to put this on, and I'm going to go over to the left side a little bit because I don't want it to show over here when I put my front on. We're going to go ahead and glue this to here, our mat. Then we're going to go back to using some tear and tape because I want everything to be on there really tight. And I don't want to wait for the glue to dry. So here we go. There is that. So that is the front of our card. And what you're going to do with this, lost my lid. Here's my little glue holder. It keeps it upside down. I ordered these off of Amazon. Keeps my glue upside down so I don't have to wait as long for it to do its thing. Okay, here's my mechanism. Now when I glue this on, I don't want this to be butted up against my DSP here. I want a little bit of room. So I'm going to take, and I want that about right here, and just have a little edge of this mechanism showing right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and put a piece of tear and tape on it, leaving a little bit of edge. Because it just helps this piece of cardstock. If you put it all the way over to the edge and you're shutting that, you're going to hear that noise. It's rubbing, and then it could bend it a little bit, and you don't want that on your card. You want it to stay nice and straight and crisp. So I'm just going to actually, I forgot. When I do this, I like to put two pieces. Just do not get it onto that. Make sure you leave room at the center score line here. You don't want to get it all the way over there, but I want this to be really secured onto here, and I don't want it to be flappy at all on this side. Flappy, you know, to where it doesn't look stable, I guess. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put this on. I'm going to try to eyeball here and here to see if I got it kind of even. I'm going to leave that little bit of mark. You can see that little bit of copper clay right there. I'm going to put that down, and I'm just going to press where that mechanism is. So that way now I have where that folds. See how that is? So what I'm going to do again, I'm going to burnish this because I've been opening. I'm going to rub on that where that mark is, and then I'm just going to do this before I don't go over where I've got the dimensionals. Now when I add this on, I'm going to add that to where I have a border around, okay? So I'm going to put tear and tape right here on these two sides, because if that's tugged on and stuff, I want it to really stay where it's supposed to be. So I'm using a lot of tear and tape on this card. Something I usually don't do, but I think this card deserves it because it's a nice card. It's different, and it's got the different mechanisms to where it gives it that wow factor. So I put 2 strips on this also. That's enough to hold it down really good. I get my fingers all stuck on it because it is so sticky, but that's what we want. So let's pull that up, and we're almost done. Almost. I hope you try this card because it's really fun, and I hope you go over to my Facebook group and pull that PDF because it'll really help you as far as being able to have directions in that for it. So before I put this side down that's got all the sticky, I'm gonna just kind of lay it here to make sure of my margins here and here and there, and then I'm gonna lay that down. I'm gonna open it because I got that sticky right there. I'm gonna burnish that again because I want that to really stick. I can't emphasize that enough. So there we go. Now last thing we're gonna do is we're gonna put a little bit of embellishments on it. And I am going to use as soon as I can get them out, I am going to use these Pretty Peacock because I really, really, really like them. So let's just put some here, there, and there we go. That is our finished card. I love it, love it, love it. So, like I said, you can go over and get this PDF, and this will really help you because it shows you how to make your template. And then it also has the card that's closed, like so. Then I had it sitting open like this so you could see the different layers. And then I pulled it to where you can see how all of that goes. Okay? So it gives you the pictures, it gives you the template, gives you everything I used and how it's cut, and then the directions. So be sure to go over there and pull that off for yourself and make a card. Let me know if you do. I'd love to see people's cards when they make. Follow along and like what I do, and then they go make their own, because I just like to see how all of us work differently and do our own styles. It really makes it really neat to look at. But that is all I have for you right now. I hope you enjoyed it. Please share my videos so that we can get more people that like to paper craft and make cards to watching, and getting ideas from me also, as well as from you maybe, or whatever, if you do videos, you know, whatever. So I just like to share my love for the stamping and my love for paper crafting. You guys have a great day or night, whatever time it is you're watching this, and I'll see you next time. Bye.